I didn't really appreciate the Rugrats when I was little, although rewatching it now, I really love the surrealism of it. I also like how you could see from the perspectives of the babies, as well as actually getting to know who the parents are. So the first book for this tag is I Have the Right to Destroy Myself by Young Ha Kim. It's about a guy who helps people commit suicide. He also talks about art, which is always welcome. Speaking of suicide, I also have to give this spot to The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. The movie, especially, really helped influence my writing style and taste for movies. Also, the original score was done by the French electronic band Air, and is one of my all-time favorite movie scores. I never caught Doug, but I am tempted to check it out after watching this intro. Although, to be honest, I'll most likely watch Gem and the Holograms after I upload this video. Anyway, I have to find a book about growing up. The only one I can think of is Fully Cooley. Both the manga and anime are masterpieces when it comes to growing up from adolescence. Ben was right in picking Johnny Bravo for the most unlikable character. I could barely watch this show when I was little. The only episode I liked was when he got gender bent into a girl and felt what it was like to be harassed by fuckboys. I have to name Dolores Umbridge. I know she may be considered an easy pick, but when someone is more hated than the story's actual villain, it's kind of hard to ignore. I mean, just look at that face. It's so hypocritical, so guilty. You know she's hiding something. I loved watching South Park growing up, and still do to this day. My favorite episode from the latest season being Tweak X Craig. I'm pretty sure Trey Parker and Matt Stone just googled which South Park yaoi pairing was the most popular and just went with it. For this I'm going with Empowered by Adam Warren, basically a comedy about a D-list superhero. Comic Book Girl 19 did a really good video on Empowered, which I highly recommend. There's a link down below, as well as an annotation. Oh, the Powerpuff Girls. They were one of my favorite shows growing up. I even have the box set above my TV. My favorite is Bubbles, who may seem like the most innocent of the three, but is easily the most hardcore. In contrast, this spot goes to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I love the book and the movies. The American and Swedish versions are great, but I'll admit to liking the American one a bit more. Although the American one did have an unfair advantage, with the score being done by Atticus Ross and Trent Reznor of 9 Inch Nails, and being directed by David Fincher, the man who did Fight Club and The Social Network. Rocket Power. Favorite sports-centered book scene. I never had any interest in Rocket Power, and I never will. The whole show reeks of, oh, we're so edgy and extreme. Look how totally radical we are. I'll have no part of it. As far as sports scenes go, In the Miso Suit by Ryu Murakami instantly comes to mind. This book was so demented, I really loved it. No spoilers, but there's a scene that takes place in a batting cage that's just plain messed up. Futurama was the reason I went through all the trouble on Record Store Day to get the Breakfast Club soundtrack on vinyl, just so I could put a clover in the jacket of it. I hope you like that reference, because it took me 5 hours in line to make it. Favorite sci-fi book. Yeah, I cannot pick just one, but I can give you my favorite sci-fi author, which is easily Philip K. Dick. If you never read any of Philip K. Dick's work, you may have seen one of the many movies that were adapted from his work, such as Blade Runner, the original book title being Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Total Recall. The original title was We Can Remember It For You Wholesale. Also there's Minority Report, the original book title being Minority Report. Thanks for watching. I had a ton of fun making this video.